All right, welcome back to WMAC Now with your host, Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with some important fight news out of the UFC. So, we all thought we were getting Katlyn, blonde fighter Chookagian, taking on Manon the Beast Fiorot on September 3rd at the UFC Fight Night, scheduled for Paris, France. Unfortunately, we are not getting that fight. Chookagian has had to bow out due to undisclosed injuries. News of this was first reported by, I believe, Nolan King. I first saw the news via MMA.ideas on Instagram, so shout out to MMA Ideas. Replacing Chookagian, it's going to be Jessica Bate Estaca Andrade. So it looks like Andrade's renewed run at strawweight is going to be put on hold for a while. And I gotta be honest, I like this fight more. And I'll get into that in a second. But I think this is actually going to be a far more exciting fight than Chookagian versus Fiorot. So now we're getting Andrade versus Fiorot. And this is going to be a banger. Let's go and take a look at the stats on this one. So Bate Estaca coming in at 23-9. The Beast coming in at 9-1. Andrade is riding 2 straight wins over Cynthia Calvillo at flyweight. And then most recently, she went back down to strawweight, just a little under 2 months ago, and defeated Amanda Lemos in the first round via submission. Fiorot is undefeated in the UFC. She most recently fought Maya Bueno Silva via decision 7 months ago, and then after that defeated Jennifer Maia about 2.5 months ago. Both of those wins coming via decision. Andrade is the younger of the two, 30-32. Although Andrade does have the more fight miles on her. Going to be a big height difference here. Big height difference. 5 feet 7 inches, 169 centimeters for Fiorot to 5 feet 1 inch, 155 centimeters for Andrade. So that's a 6-inch height difference. Not as much on the reach though. 66 inches, 168 centimeters for Fiorot to 62 inches, 157 centimeters for Andrade. But let's be honest here. When you've got the height and the reach, it just makes it seem like that much more. So those are your stats on this one. So, like I was saying, I actually like this fight better than I liked Chookagian versus Fiorot. Yes, it's not as big of a move up the rankings for Fiorot should she win. However, this is going to be a far more exciting fight. You got Chookagian. What is she? She's an outfighter. She is a distance point fighter. You've got Fiorot. What is she? Lately, she's been fighting like an outfighter, racking up points on the outside. That's all she did in the Maia fight. So rather than having two people with two tall fighters, really long reaches, fighting on the outside, racking up points against each other, what do you have? You have a fighter who, while smaller, loves to fight on the inside in Andrade against the range fighter. And let's be honest here. Andrade is not afraid to take a shot to get to the inside. So while she might have trouble with Fiorot's length and reach at first, it's Jessica Andrade. She's going to find a way to get inside. And that is when things are going to get interesting. Because you've got Andrade. First off, she was finishing fighters up at bantamweight. She's finishing fighters at strawweight. She's finished fighters at flyweight. Andrade is one of the best women fighters out there, period. She does not get enough credit for that. But she definitely deserves it. Andrade is going to be able to get inside on Fiorot. I can see that happening now. And that is when things get interesting. Because how is Fiorot going to fight against someone like Andrade? Can she stop the takedowns? She certainly got the size to do it. Does she have the balance to do it? Will Fiorot try to take Andrade down? That would make for a much more interesting scenario. So every which way you look at this fight, it is far more interesting and far higher on the potential for entertainment quotient than had we gotten the original planned fight of Chookagian versus Fiorot. So I am far more excited about Andrade versus Fiorot. And, you know, it's funny. As soon as I saw this announcement, I thought to myself, well, that explains why they kept Andrade in the flyweight rankings, even though she had already returned to strawweight. In case of a scenario like this, where they said, hey, you willing to take this fight back up a flyweight? Of course Andrade is going to. If she beats a rising contender in the flyweight division, guess what? That puts her that much closer to a title fight there. And she's not going to say no to a rematch for a shot at the title at flyweight. Even with Shevchenko having pretty much just annihilated her in that fight, Andrade is not going to say no to a rematch. Andrade doesn't say no to fights, period. And that's what so many people love about Andrade. So I'm glad this fight got made. I'm glad this was the replacement for Chookagian. It's going to be a far more interesting and exciting fight. Now, of course, we've already got, what I call the duck brigade, the people that shout duck at every fighter pull out are already out calling Chookagian a duck. Is she a duck? I don't know. I really don't give a crap at this point because we're getting a far more interesting fight. But let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on this fight. Is Chookagian a duck? I want to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below. Now, if you liked the video, please give it a like and share it as well. I don't ask for a whole lot. All I ask is, hey, hit that like button and share it. Help the channel grow. And while you're at it, if you haven't yet, I hope I've earned it. Subscribe to Wmma Scene Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.